Hello there.
To another edition of your Sticky Notes Podcast Sports Picks. Dallas sucks, by the way.
Here we go.
I'm Salvador.
I'm T.
Thank you for tuning in. So we're gonna start with last week's matchup. Last week we had a bunch of blowouts. Kind of looks like a bunch of, but it was these games weren't very close.
No. Surprising, don't you think? Some of them.
Surprising, some expected, some. So.
All right, you want to start with Thursday's game, Denver versus New Orleans?
Sure.
Would you call that a blowout? 33-10, Broncos beating the Saints.
I mean, that game was definitely supposed to be closer.
Yeah.
33-10 is pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I had the Saints winning. You had the Broncos winning. So you got that.
All right. Okay. So, in that game, Sean Payton went up there and handled business. He pretty much ruled the whole game. So, Sean Payton, when he was with the Saints, he was pretty, he was considered one of the best coaches at that time.
How long was he the coach for the Saints?
That's a good question.
2006 to 2021.
That's a pretty long time.
That's very
He had 152 regular season wins with the Saints. Took him to the Super Bowl and won in 2009.
Yes.
And then for, several years after that, he kept them in contention, but he never got him over the hill again.
No!
So that was pretty understandable why he let him go. But he went back there and showed him who's boss. He was there during the Hurricane Katrina. I remember when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a big deal because it was like the first NFL game and after the season opened back up. And it was pretty wild. Javonte Williams had 2 touchdowns. And Cody Barton had a fumble recovery. He returned it for 52 yards.
So the Broncos are 4-3 and the Saints are 2-5.
Man, Saints, I don't know what happened with the Saints.
I thought they were doing pretty well.
I thought they were gonna do pretty well. They went to Dallas.
Kicked their butts.
Dallas sucks.
All right, next game, the Patriots versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars won 32-16. We both had Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug Peterson needed that win, man. He needed that win bad. Parker Washington returned that punt for a touchdown, 96 yards. It's pretty crazy. You don't see that too often now with these new rules and everything.
That was in London too. How do you feel about these international games?
I mean, I would rather send a better team than the Jaguars over there. But there's some kind of they're tied into to London somehow. That's why they're always over there.
They are.
Yeah, they have some kind of business deal going on over there. Drake May, 276 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, young boy.
Jacksonville Jaguars have a deal with the city of Jacksonville that allows them to play up to 6 home games in London over the next 3 years, 2025 to 2027. 1 home game in 2025, 2 in 2026, and 3 in 2027.
Yeah, so the city of Jacksonville is getting paid. So they're alright. They're like, okay, y'all can go over there and play. Y'all ain't even that good anyway.
How do you feel about the NFL pushing for to become more international?
I mean, I think it's a good idea. They're trying to bring in fans from all over the world. They're trying to be like soccer, I guess, but I don't, you got to put a really good product on the field. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
sending the Jaguars everywhere. I don't know if that's going to really reel them in. Next game, Seahawks, Falcons.
So the Seahawks won 34-14.
Kurt Coupon shows up again. 24 for 35. Gotta be better than that, man.
We both had the Falcons as winning.
Gotta be better than that, man. You let me down. Let me down! Man, they wasting Bijan away. Wasting him. Average 4.9 yards. 21 attempts. Give him the ball more. 1 touchdown. Come on, man. Bull does not drop the ball. He got no fumbles this year. Stop playing. Geno Smith, 18 for 28. 2 touchdowns. Yeah. He's saying he's underrated. I feel like he's underrated. I really do think he's underrated.
Geno?
Yeah, because he got drafted by the Jets. They didn't do anything with him. He couldn't win over there. Then he had a little stint with the Giants at one point. No offensive line. Could never do nothing with him. Now he's got a little rebirth here over in Seattle. I think that's pretty interesting. Next game.
All right, the Bills and the Titans. The Bills won 34-10. Amari Cooper scored his first touchdown win with the Bills.
Amari Cooper couldn't catch anything. Now he's over here catching touchdowns. I don't get it. Can you tell me? I don't know. Josh Allen, 323 yards. That's pretty typical of him. But it was nice to see Damar Hamlin get that pick in the 4th quarter. It's nice to see him, after what happened to him.
Yeah, we both had Buffalo.
Next game.
Here we go. The Bengals versus the Browns. The Bengals won 21-14. Deshaun Watson has a Achilles injury. I believe he's out for the season.
Man.
Should I?
Just when I thought he was gonna make his comeback. Let's see what happened to Deshaun Watson. Ooh. That didn't look too good. I think it didn't look too good. Alright, hold on a second though. Alright. What was it, 2 minutes before?
I believe it was in the second quarter.
Alright, in the 2nd quarter, right? Alright. Didn't they elevate?
Yes, they did.
Didn't they elevate the 3rd string to the 2nd string just before the game?
Yeah, so right before Sunday's game, they promoted their 3rd string quarterback.
Okay, yeah.
Before Sunday's game, they promoted Dorian Robinson to backup quarterback.
Alright, so he got promoted to... Alright, so he got upgraded to 2nd string, and then he comes in at the end of... He comes in when Deshaun Watson gets hurt 2 minutes before halftime.
Yes.
So then in the 3rd quarter, he gets hurt, correct?
A finger injury.
He hurts his finger. Now, he hurts his finger in the 4th quarter. Jameis Winston comes in. Right?
Yep. Which forced...
And finishes the game.
Uh-huh.
Then Jameis Winston has that powerful speech.
The way I was raised, I was taught to love no matter the circumstances, especially for people who do right by you. I'm grateful that I had a chance to serve Deshaun, but I am very upset with the reaction to a man that has had the world against him for the past 4 years, and he put his body and life on the line for this city every single day, regardless of your perception, regardless of what you thought should happen with him. He committed every single day that I've been here to be the best that he can be for this team. And I know I come from the deep south, Birmingham, Alabama, Bessemer, Alabama. So I know the standard that hungry fans want. But the way I was raised, I will never pull on a man when he's down. But I will be the person to lift him up. And that, all of us have unique experiences. All of us have circumstances, conditions, and facts that we face every single day. And I pride myself in being a man of increase and being a man that wants the best out of everybody. I tell myself every morning what I want for myself, I want for everyone. And I do not want the treatment that Deshaun Watson has received from these passionate fans. I know you love this game. And when I first got here, I knew these were some amazing fans. But Deshaun was treated badly. And now he has to overcome another obstacle. So I'm going to support him. I'm going to lift him up. And I'm going to be there for him. Because I see the way he fights. I see the way that he works. And I know who he is as a person and as an NFL quarterback. And that's all I have to say to address him. I'm sending up my prayers. I already prayed for his leg, and I will continue.
Remember? And it was funny because once I was listening to Hugh Douglas, shout out to Hugh Douglas on 94.1 WIP, and he said that he can't take Jameis Winston serious because every time he looks at him, it looks like he's about to bust out laughing.
You had some interesting comments yesterday about the timing of it.
Yeah, the timing of it was kind of suspicious to me. I don't know if it's just me, but Deshaun Watson gets hurt. They elevate the third string to the second string. Right, Deshaun Watson gets hurt 2 minutes before second half. So what I'm thinking is he got hurt, so that gives the guy that just got promoted from third string to second string to come in. He gives him enough time to get his feet wet just before halftime, so that way after halftime he can come in and he's already ready to go. But I think what they weren't expecting was for him to get hurt and have this guy come in, and then this guy says what he says.
What do you think about Cleveland fans booing Deshaun Watson when he was down?
I don't think that was right if it was a real injury.
Do you think they're booing him based off these allegations or the way he's been playing?
I think everybody's been past the allegations. I think it's just been his play. And I think that his play has been affected by the allegations.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so for sure. He's got a lot on his shoulders right now. So, but,
yeah, but
if
I'm
it's
sure
true,
a lot of other quarterbacks do, and they still do.
Nah, now a lot of quarterbacks got paid $200 million and have a spotlight on them talking about he's been touching masseuses. So.
What are your predictions on Deshaun? Do you think he's going to stay with Cleveland, or?
I think it's a good possibility we don't see Deshaun Watson in a Cleveland uniform, and I think there's a slight possibility that we don't see him in an NFL uniform because I don't know who's going to want to touch him after this. You know, he's been injured. He's got all these allegations. And I think since they reconstructed his contract before the season, that there might be some kind of stipulation where the Browns can get out of this contract. But I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Browns and Deshaun.
Next game.
All right, the Texans and the Packers. The Packers won. It was very close, 24-22.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that the Texans won, you know.
Yeah, we both had Houston. You made me pick Houston.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that game really turned out the way it was. It looks like that was one of the only close games this week, because all the other ones are pretty, like, you know, kind of knew what was going to happen. And this game was kind of knew it was going to be close. I thought it was going to be more high scoring though.
All right, next game. The Dolphins and the Colts. The Colts won 10-16. A low scoring game, right?
Yeah, there ain't too much to say about those guys. The Lions and the Vikings. I had the Vikings winning this game.
31-29.
Jared Goff is playing pretty good, man. He's playing pretty good.
Yeah, they're both 5-1. Both teams.
The Birds versus those stinking Giants.
28-3.
That's what they get.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, don't let me add my personal opinion. The Birds look pretty nice, though.
Barkley's back.
Barkley's back, and you know it was pretty sad to hear him after the game. He was talking about when he was coming in on the bus. He had his headphones in. He's listening to the music, and he wasn't really, he wasn't really paying attention too much. He was, getting in his zone. And he happened to see somebody that was pointing at something, and when he went to go look at what they were pointing, it was his jersey that was being burned. And he said at that point he was ready for 3rd and 1, which was awesome for us, and it pretty much put their own nail in their own coffin with that.
It's crazy how they do that, how they like blame the player.
Shout out Saquon.
I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping if Saquon goes to the Eagles.
Oh my God, that was great. Anyway.
All right, the Raiders and the Rams, 20-15. The Rams won.
Dallas sucks, by the way. All right. Matthew Stafford is not looking like Matthew Stafford. He's got 154 yards in that game, 14 for 23. Now, I don't know if that's the receivers dropping the ball, but that's not Matthew Stafford numbers, unless he's got like a monster back, and it doesn't look like any of their backs had significant yards. So yeah,
not too much to say.
No, and they won.
Yeah,
they won the game. So the Raiders, they're done. They're done. They might as well just wave the white flag. But yeah.
All right, Panthers versus Commanders. That was a blowout. 48-7.
Man. It was. I hate to see Jaden Daniels go down like that. Sorry, bro.
I think he's gonna be okay. I don't think it's a season-ending injury.
His mom said he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good game to watch. They just ran all over the Panthers. They have no hope. They're done. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're probably shooting for another quarterback after they just got Bryce Young. Which, man, I don't know what's up with him. He might just be too small or just too bad. I don't know. Shout out to the Commanders though. Shout out. I'm gonna show NFC mutual respect on that and give you a salute.
All right. Your favorite team, the Chiefs.
That's your favorite team.
And the 49ers. No, it's not.
Wasn't it funny how they were playing Taylor Swift's music in the on the comeback?
28-18. Let's talk about when Cook punched
Oh man.
Trent Williams, and Trent Williams punched him back, and then he was ejected, but not the guy that threw the punch first.
Yes, that was very uncalled for.
The refs will do whatever they need to make sure the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl. I think everybody knows that.
Next game.
No, you don't have anything else to say?
I don't want to spend too much time. Everybody talks about the Chiefs. They're all over everywhere.
Yeah. All right, the Jets and the Steelers. Russell Wilson back.
Aaron Rodgers was real upset after the game, talking about. They asked him what do they need to do in order to get better. Pretty much, he said, "Stop listening to you guys." That's what he said to the.
He comes off very
like he just came out of a TP, because he did.
They fired the coach. They haven't won since he was fired.
Yeah, he's very. I'm Aaron Rodgers, and you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That bull, man. He might as well just get his name ready for one of these one of these vice presidents nominees because he was trying to run to be vice president at one point.
Well,
He's a weird guy, yo. I wouldn't want to hang out with that guy. He just doesn't seem like a fun guy to hang out with.
what do you think about Russell Wilson?
Shout out to Russell Wilson. He was out there killing them. I was happy to see him do that. He was out there looking like the young Russell Wilson.
From the Seahawks?
Shout out to Russell.
All right. Ravens versus the Bucks. Ravens won 41-31.
That's what them Bucks get. I can't stand the Bucks. That's Baker Mayfield. He just throws it off. He throws me off his whole self.
All right.
Shout out to Lamar.
The last game, Chargers versus the Cardinals, 15-17. We had the Chargers winning, then the Cardinals. Cardinals won.
Like, yo, I don't know what's going on with Kyler Murray, but that bull man, he needs to study more. They did put it in his contract.
Are there any teams so far in the season that you're surprised by how well or how bad they're doing?
What sucks is most of the weeks there ain't a lot of points being scored. It don't seem like there's only like maybe a few games where they're really scoring points, and it's not really a reflection of good football and good defense because it's not. To me, it's like the NFL is more sloppy than it's probably one of the more sloppiest seasons that I've seen.
Yeah.
Just sloppy play, and I think that's because nobody's playing in the preseason. They already shortened the preseason games. Now nobody still wants to play in the preseason.
It's not mandatory for them to play in preseason.
No, it's not mandatory.
Do you think they should make it mandatory or no?
No, I don't think they should make it mandatory. I just think the coaches need to be more aggressive.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want to play in the preseason.
They don't want nobody to get hurt. They treat these players like they're China dolls. Like every game you just pull them out of a piece of plastic and put them out there. Like, nah, you can't do that. These players, they need to get hit. They need it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that I think pretty much sums up week 7.
Week 8 looks like we got some pretty good matchups coming up.
I would say so. Yes.
Week 8. Which matchup looks like it's the most appealing to you?
Well, always the Eagles are the most appealing to me, but besides the Eagles, I'm gonna say
I think that Bears-Washington game is going to be pretty good if Jaden Daniels plays.
yeah, I think Cowboys versus the Niners. You don't think that's gonna be good?
Niners are going to trash them. Dallas sucks. Cowboys have no shot.
Well, yeah, that's why I think it's gonna be good because I think they're gonna lose.
Yeah, I'd rather, it's nice to watch the Cowboys lose. But, yeah, it's not going to be a very good game, I don't think. Dak Prescott just not, to me, I just don't like watching him play, especially when he goes, here we go. Please, man.
I think he got engaged.
Here we go.
Did you see that?
Here we go.
Did you see?
Here we go.
Did you see?
Tired of that bull, man.
Must be nice.
Yeah, he got engaged. Yeah, let me get him the small 2-finger clap.
All right.
I'm going Vikings.
Vikings? Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings.
Birds, Bengals.
Birds.
Titans, Lions. I'm going Lions.
Who are you going with, the Birds or the Bengals?
Birds.
Okay. The Titans, Lions. I think the Lions are gonna be in the Super Bowl for sure. I feel it.
We'll see about that. If they can get past the Birds.
Yeah, they play each other, right?
Or if the Birds can get past them.
Do they play this season? The Lions and the Eagles? That's gonna be a good game if they do.
I have to look on that. Jets, Patriots.
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Pet.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with the Patriots.
All right.
Green Bay, Jags. Green Bay should win that game.
Green Bay.
Colts, Texans.
I'm gonna say Texans.
I'm riding with Joe Flacco.
Okay.
I think he's gonna do it.
Bills, Seahawks.
Geno Smith, Josh Allen. I'm gonna have to ride with Josh Allen. Bills.
The Bills.
Panthers and Broncos. Wake me up when this game is over.
I think Broncos. All right. Chiefs, Raiders.
Big Red.
I don't want to say it.
Wave the white flag.
What is going to be the one team that beats the Chiefs this season? And you think they're just going to win every game?
No, they're not gonna win every game.
What's going to be the team that gives them that L? They're not playing the Eagles this season.
We're gonna have to wait and see on that one.
All right.
Bears, Washington.
I'm going to go with
The
Commanders.
Commodores.
Commodores?
The Commanders.
If you could give them a better name, what would it be?
The Washington Dirtbags.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know. I wish they would just go back to the Skins.
Yeah. All right. Cowboys, Niners. I'm going to go with the Niners.
I'm never going with the Cowboys.
I'm pretty sure one of the weeks you did go with the Cowboys. But anyway.
Don't quote me on that.
Anyway, we have the Giants and Steelers. I'm going to say Steelers.
Yo, real quick. You know who's had a bad time against the Steelers?
Who?
Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Before he got traded, he was with the Raiders. He lost to the Steelers. The very next week, the Jets play the Raiders, and he loses again.
Yeah. All right, the Ravens versus the Browns.
We already know who's gonna win this game,
Yeah.
unless somebody comes and sprinkles some fairy dust on Cleveland.
Yeah, unfortunate. The Cardinals versus the Dolphins.
Man, that's gonna be another boring game.
I'll go with the Cardinals.
I'm gonna have to ride with Cardinals as well.
Is Tua back?
I believe he should be. Falcons, Bucks.
Falcons versus the Bucks.
We're gonna go with the Bucks. Let me not speak for you. I'm going with the Bucks.
I mean, yeah, the Bucks are
Kirk
probably gonna win.
Coupons can't do it. He just can't. I don't get it. What's going on?
All right, and the Saints versus the Chargers.
Saints, Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Yeah, we gotta ride with New Orleans. They better get it done. I might actually put some money on that game.
Oh yeah. Every time you put money on a game, you lose. So just make sure that.
I bet on the underdogs. I got a strategy.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that wraps up week 8.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of this week's Sticky Notes Sports Picks
with Sticky Notes Podcast.
Had to tuck the shorty cause it stick out. Alleyway stories, I was walking with that thing out. Any given Sunday, ain't no telling what I bring out. Couple little shooters had to tell them run the dig route. Mr. Make it happen, get it crackin', and I skip town. Find out where you at, I'm like, what happened to that big mouth?